Being able to contact a free legal aid hotline made me feel so much more in control and empowered with my situation. I wasn't left in the dark anymore and confused. So I'm very, very thankful that CARPLS exists.
I not only appreciate them speaking with me, but their empathy as well as their patience and making sure before the call ended that I had clarity and understood it in simple terms.
Not only has CARPLS helped me, but they have inspired my son. After hearing what I had to say about the organization, he emphatically responded, "That's the kind of lawyer I'm gonna be."
Myself as a veteran, we're not allowed to really and truly express what we really are going through, what we're really feeling.
They told me, don't give up. We're here with you, it's not over. CARPLS gave me hope.
I think of CARPLS as a place that helps to bring families back together.
This is the first time in my life in the civilian world, a group of civilians who didn't even know me, they stood up for me.
CARPLS helped me understand my rights and how to present my case.
The attorneys there and the people there are wonderful. It is too bad that I didn't hear about CARPLS earlier.
Hey guys, welcome to CARPLS Virtual Golden Gavel Celebration. Usually I'm in charge and I tell you where to eat or where to sit down. So it's my distinct pleasure to welcome you to our program right here, right now. When the country shut down in March, CARPLS continued to provide services to our clients seamlessly and uninterrupted. Moving forward, CARPLS will continue to ensure that we are there for anyone who needs us. Thank you again and enjoy the program.
Fun fact of the day, did you know that the C in Chicago actually stands for CARPLS Legal Aid? Bet you didn't. That's how essential I think our services are to our community.
It's open to everyone. It's a way for anybody, regardless of their legal issue, no matter how big, how small.
To give them some clarity about their legal situation, an assessment of their options, and often some legal resources as well.
The fact that somebody can call up a hotline number and reach an attorney for free is pretty amazing.
I'm honored to be here tonight to celebrate with all of you what is our Golden Gavels modified celebration. Typically, this is an opportunity that allows CARPLS to bring our whole community together and celebrate the great work done by CARPLS. This year it's a little different, and hopefully it's only different for this one year and we can get back together and be live celebrating a Gavels event. With that, I'd like to introduce CARPLS Executive Director Al Schwartz. And Al, welcome. I look forward to a good discussion with you tonight.
Hey, David, good to see you. Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's joining us for this year's virtual Golden Gavels event. It's certainly not what any of us expected, but we do appreciate your ongoing support of CARPLS and its mission. In particular, I want to thank this year's Golden Gavels awardee, Susan Lees, and also Chuck Smith at Skadden for serving as this year's chair of the Golden Gavels Committee.
Thanks, Al. I wish we were in person, but this is the next best thing. So thanks for making the time. I'd like to start, Al, by asking you, what's your perspective on how CARPLS as an organization has adjusted to this new world and doing what it does best in the pandemic?
Well, it turns out we have a very good platform for a pandemic, David. I was surprised how easly it was for the organization to transition to remote work.
Have there been any surprises in terms of, workflow or how the staff has transitioned and performed through COVID?
I'll tell you, David, that staff performance throughout this has been nothing short of awesome. The last 6 months have been the most challenging that this organization has ever faced, with federal, state, and local laws, court openings and closings, all these types of things. And the staff not only stepped up, they leaned in hard. They understood no matter how difficult things were for them, things were much worse for our clients. So everyone got to work, did their job, and I'm so proud of all of them. I think the organization as a whole really stepped up, from the staff to the board. This organization was ready to go from day one.
What is it, Al, that it made CARPLS well positioned heading into the pandemic to thrive through it and continue to be in a position to perform these vital services for our clients?
Well, again, I think it's really a testament to our platform. As a matter of fact, we were able to step in and plug some gaps in the safety net.
And this hasn't been a time when CARPLS has rested on its laurels or stood still. My understanding is there's been quite a bit going on at CARPLS in terms of new projects and integrating new programs. Al, could you talk just a little bit about that?
Yeah, the pandemic notwithstanding, this has been a very exciting time for CARPLS. We're about to launch another statewide hotline in support of the new cannabis expungement legal aid network. The new hotline is based on a highly successful statewide hotline serving veterans that CARPLS launched 3 years ago. And we're also building a statewide navigator for COVID-related legal issues. I think these projects are all a validation of the model that we've built and our use of technology to streamline the delivery of legal services, stuff we've been working on for a long time.
And in terms of the pandemic, what are the challenges faced by CARPLS client base, and how has CARPLS been able to meet the needs of its clients in terms of facing those challenges?
I think what the difference is a level of confusion and despair that we're seeing and hearing from our clients. Most of our clients were living on the edge before the pandemic, and basically this outbreak has only amplified their problems, increased their sense of isolation. They needed our support more than ever. They needed somebody they could connect to and who could help them understand what was going on and how to navigate through all the chaos.
Al, how do you think COVID and dealing with the pandemic is going to shape CARPLS going forward?
I think we're already seeing the future of CARPLS and perhaps the future of legal aid here in Illinois, through a lot of the projects that have recently rolled out. These projects are transforming the delivery of legal services by combining all the different legal aid providers into a single network. To serve the needs of the community, to have this knowledge management system in place so that we can educate our clients about what's happening and give them the best strategies for navigating their own legal issues is key. We're also responding to the emotional needs of a client and reducing their fears and anxieties so that we're part of a solution. There's a lot of that real human work that's being done in addition to the legal work.
With that, Al, were there any final thoughts you'd like to share with the viewers tonight?
Thank you to all in the virtual room for your support of the organization and clients in our community who are desperately in need.
What makes CARPLS so unique is that it provides the first stop to alleviate a client's concerns, giving quick, on-demand legal advice over the phone, and when further representation is necessary, CARPLS refers its clients to the best-suited legal aid organization. If you can, please support CARPLS today so it may continue to provide these vital services.
COVID has changed the way in which CARPLS delivers its service, but not in any way diminished its ability to deliver that free legal advice.
One of the reasons I love working at CARPLS is because of the people I get to work with.
We're there to provide guidance.
And at the end of the day, we're able to offer them a way forward with their lives.
Because we're helping people solve their own problems.
And I feel very lucky to be a part of that.
And I'm lucky.
Thank you for your continued support for our vital work.
The Golden Gavel Award recognizes individuals, law firms, and corporations that make significant contributions to further the mission of CARPLS, to provide access to justice for all.
The world has changed since Susie Lees and I first talked about Susie being honored with the Golden Gavel Award for 2020. Susie, for those who don't know her, is the Executive Vice President, Chief Legal Officer, General Counsel, and Secretary at Allstate Corporation. And so I'd like to first of all congratulate you, Susie, on this honor, which is richly deserved. But also, I want to talk with you a bit about why pro bono is so important to you and how you've gotten your team so integrated in pro bono.
I put together a team. It's really my people that make this happen. It's not Susie that makes it all happen. And at the time, we had a pretty big commitment to CGLA in Chicago, doing expungement, work at their expungement desk. And we expanded that out and we started adding programs. I consider it like a menu at a restaurant. You want to have enough to attract a lot of people, but you want to make sure the kitchen can handle it. But it's really been a process. And part of Allstate's leadership principles are we're here to serve. And I think in the law department, one of the things we can do is pro bono work.
What are some of the accomplishments that you're most proud of, either on the pro bono side of you or your team?
Well, I think from the team perspective, some of the work that we've done is pretty incredible. For me personally, one of my missions has been for the last 8 years is to get other general counsels that are out here in the suburbs involved in pro bono work. And we're always looking for more resources. I mean, that's one thing pro bono work can never have enough of, is people who are willing to do it.
What do you think is the importance of CARPLS work in making legal aid accessible to folks around Chicago?
You know, pro bono organization is very fragmented. And as a result, it really doesn't maximize the use of resources. And that's essentially what CARPLS is doing. You know, implement more technology. I think in the end, you'll serve more clients and get better results. And I think it'll make it so easy for the lawyers that want to be involved that it's going to be a win-win. It's going to be access on both sides, access to the work for the lawyers and access to justice for the clients.
Right, the people who need legal services with the resources to do that, at least in the Chicago area. And that's a critically important role. The inefficiencies in connecting folks lead to inability for people to get legal services. And there's enough of that. While we're talking about technology, Allstate, you and I have talked before about Allstate wanting to help use data analytics in connection with delivery of pro bono services and analyzing the effectiveness of pro bono services. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, my CEO had asked the question of how effective is the money that we're spending? And for me, a light bulb went off that this is really an integrated process. Platforms do nothing more than collect data. Then you can get people to analyze that data and you make sure that you're serving the right clients the right way. And if we can get them the resources to do that, we are more than happy to do it.
You are toward the end of your career at Allstate, we've recently learned, and you're going to retire during 2021. I hope that the world has turned to normal so that we can have a proper in-person retirement party for you. But looking back over your career, how do you have lessons learned for firms like Skadden and companies like Allstate in ways that we can work together to help solve the problems of pro bono and ensure that people are getting the legal services they need?
Everyone gets nervous when they are asked to do pro bono work. And it might be as simple as a landlord-tenant issue, but if you don't practice in that area of the law, it's scary. So sometimes I think people say, no, I don't have time, or I'm volunteering on something else. And in reality, if you make it easy to have the training, I mean, we had this resource in our offices to make it easy for our employees to get trained. So that's one thing. You can work together to provide, the money for training, or just sharing the people. Like right now, we're working on an initiative to put into place a pro bono opportunity for the issue with racial injustice and some of the inequities that exist in the system. My program is not effective without my law firms. It just isn't. We cannot do this on our own.
Allstate's been a model, and you've been a model for how to get corporate legal involved in pro bono work. And I don't know if you have any last words before we wrap up.
I am really honored to be getting this award. It really is, I am not taking it for me. I keep telling everybody that, our department won an award, because it really is about all the folks that work on my team who come up with the great ideas. They have the passion to make it successful, and they're great cheerleaders. I mean, they're always recruiting for the various programs, and that's really, really important. And at Allstate, we really, consider ourselves to be the good hands people. And as a legal team, our opportunity, because of the expertise we have, is to use our good hands in the pro bono space. And I'm very proud of all the work that we do. And as I wrap up my career, I'm hoping that I can still personally stay involved, and certainly will be watching over what's going on at Allstate and the pro bono community.
Well, congratulations to you and your team on the 2020 Golden Gavel Award.
Thank you.
A huge thank you to all of you who have supported us this year. Your support has helped people more than ever, especially during these challenging times. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And congratulations to Susie Lees on receiving this year's Golden Gavel Award.
This is a huge, heartfelt thank you to all the CARPLS lawyers, volunteers, and professional staff. The work you do is greatly appreciated, as well as your commitment to the pro bono legal community. Thank you again for everything.
There's nothing more important than justice at a time like this, and for that reason, I say thank you for your support and your continued support of CARPLS and of the legal community in Chicago.
I found out about CARPLS by an attorney's office that I had asked for help and told them, laid out my situation, so I decided to call. My experience with CARPLS is amazing. You guys have some compassionate attorneys that are willing to help and are willing to go the extra mile. Being able to go to CARPLS and actually talk with an attorney who has experience, who knows what they're talking about, is very comforting. I would recommend CARPLS to anybody, any day. You guys are truly amazing. You gave me light at the end of a very, very dark 2-year tunnel, and I really appreciate it.
We'd like to thank our benefit sponsors, Skadden and Bartlett Beck. Our champion sponsors, Kirkland and Ellis, Salesforce, and Sidley. Our founder sponsors, Allstate, Cozen O'Connor, and Jenner and Block. Our cornerstone sponsors, Ankara, Berkeley Research Group, Concilio, Fried Frank, Harrison Law LLC, Stout, Littler Mendelson PC, Sard Verbinnen, Williams Bax and Saltzman PC, Wilkie Farr and Gallagher LLP, and finally, Winston & Strawn LLP. Thank you to the many sponsors and supporters for making our work possible. We would also like to thank our honorary counsel, as well as the Golden Gavel Steering Committee. Thank you to all our video participants. And thank you to all our clients that participated. We're here to serve.